Hello and welcome to another carrier battle. Today we're gonna pit China against India. Everybody's probably aware that China is a big military power, and especially like a big maritime power, but people don't generally, or at least for me, India is always a little bit of a blind spot. But they actually do have a really impressive navy. To be honest, they have two aircraft carriers, one of which is not active yet, the Vikrant, and they have an old redesign, or like an old refitted Kiev-class carrier, which is the INS Vikramaditya, which we're gonna take out for a ride today. And then they have a whole bunch of fairly modern destroyers, as you can see here, and yeah, a whole bunch of other ships of various classes, also fairly new in many cases. Really interesting. If you actually go to the World Directory of Modern Military Warships ranking for 2023, then you can see that they put India in the 7th spot. And yeah, of course, they'll be going against the worldwide number 2, the People's Liberation Army Navy. So if we just take a quick look at the ships, 10 destroyers, 13 frigates, and a whole bunch of corvettes. Of course, China is huge. Yeah. Let's see what we have in store today. So China is going to bring out its nice Shandong carrier again, the Type 002, which is based on a Kuznetsov-class carrier. In the fleet will be one of the brand new Type 055 destroyers. Please note that we are not going to use YJ-21 missiles because yeah, like they're supposedly in service, but I don't know how accurate that is and how well they work. There's not that much data out there. So we'll just use like a more standard fit. And for those who don't know, the YJ-21 would be the new hypersonic light vehicle equipped ballistic kind of missiles. Okay. Then of course we have the Type 52D. Of which the Chinese have a lot, so makes a lot of sense to have one here. Then we have a Type 52C destroyer and a Type 54A frigate. In total will be they'll be bringing 36 jets and helicopters. Yes, of course, the Kuznetsov or like the Shandong can have more aircraft on board, but not all of them will be ready to fly. So this is the number we're actually going to use. Which ones specifically, we'll come to that in a minute. Air defense, we have a mind-boggling 192 HQ-9 missiles of different types. These are essentially equivalent to Russian S-300s. So that is a crazy amount of mid to long range air defense missiles that are also very capable. Then we have the HQ-16A, which is basically a Russian book. And then we have a total of 120 HQ-10 short-range air defense missiles. They are kind of similar to a RAM, essentially, making it a total of 344 air defense missiles. And anti-ship, we have YJ-100, subsonic sea skimmer, then just skip over this one. We have the YJ-62S, also subsonic, and the YJ-83, also subsonic. This one is pretty short range, so it's probably not going to be used today. And then, of course, we have the big important one, the YJ-18, which is the basically a copy of the Russian Sizzler. And last time, this is the thing that actually like won them the game, because they have this, like, they fly to the target as a subsonic sea skimmer, essentially like a cruise missile, and then they release a rocket-powered penetrator submunition, which will then be supersonic for the rest of the flight. And this is something that is, it can be defended against, but you need good, like high quality air defense missiles, and you will have to expend a lot of them and to avoid leakage. So also both fleets will be 250 nautical miles apart from the start, so we can pull the YJ-18 trick pretty much as soon as we get a fix on the enemy fleet. Okay. Also 48 missiles total. Indian side. So the Indians will be bringing their, as far as I can tell, their only operational aircraft carrier, the INS Vikramaditya, which is again Kiev class. It is smaller than the Kuznetsov class. It's about 45 tons displacement. The Chinese carrier is about 60 tons displacement. If you compare that to the Izumo, which we already pitted it against, that would be about, I think, 25 tons. So the Vikramaditya is significantly bigger than the Izumo, but the Shandong is again significantly bigger than the Vikramaditya. Indians will bring out some of their newer toys and some of their somewhat aged toys. So we have the Visa, that thing, which is one of their newest destroyers. And then we have the Kolkata-class, the Delhi-class, and the Talwar-class. Talwar is like mostly a Russian design. The others are either dominantly Indian or like completely indigenous. Indian carrier group will have 22 jets and helicopters. Again, specifics will follow. Air defense, 64 Barak 8 mid-range air defense missiles. These are co-developed between India and Israel, and they are very, very good anti-air missiles. Then we have 42 of the Gatflyer, which is again essentially a book missile, 23 Grizzlies, and 56 Barak 1, which is also I think an Indian and Israeli design, and it is like a short-range air defense missile. 185 missiles in total. On the anti-ship side, the one thing that really stands out is the PJ-10 Brahmos. So the standard Brahmos that will be modeled in the game is the upper one, I'm pretty sure. And it is essentially like it's a joint venture between India and Russia, and it is essentially an Onyx. And Onyx missiles, if you may know, are supersonic anti-ship missiles. These things they're essentially they run with a ramjet. It's like a bit of a different way of doing it compared to the YJ-18, but these things will be supersonic for the entire flight, and that means they get to the destination very fast, and they are difficult to intercept because of their speed. So these are actually very, very dangerous missiles, and yeah, the Indians are gonna bring 40 of them. Just the only problem is that they will be out of range from the start. But yeah, if you're asking which side brings the better anti-ship missiles, that will probably go to the Indians. Like, these are really, really good missiles. And yeah, then they have just some older switchblades with an 80 nautical miles range. They'll probably not get used today. 56 missiles in total. Just to recap briefly, we had the Shandong out for a ride previously, and we pitted it against the Japanese Izumo, and the Izumo carrier group got completely destroyed by the Chinese carrier group, mostly because of the, or in the end it was the anti-ship missiles, especially this, the YJ-18 that tipped the balance. So yeah, let's see how they will do against India. Okay, taking a quick look at the Indian carrier group. So what airplanes are we having today? K-31 Helix, they will be our our AVAX essentially. And then this might actually be wrong because I've read somewhere that the KUB are like the KUB variants are just trainers, but yeah, I hope it's going to be close enough. So yes, it's of course MiG-29 case for the Indian carrier, and we'll have the first squadron equipped with anti-ship missiles. And the second one will be very heavily spec'd into anti-air, because our goal will be to save air defense missiles and not get overwhelmed. And yeah, then we have this little scouting team. We'll see why we need that in a minute. And then we also have some Ka-28s for maritime surveillance. They'll probably not get used today, unless we just need something that flies. We'll see. Okay. Okay, Chinese side. So, first of all, we have a whole lot more aircraft. We just have 4 of them spec'd into air defense, and yeah, we're actually going to be like, we really want to attack in this scenario, and we have so many anti-air missiles that yeah, we can save a little bit on this front. And then this may look a little bit weird. Okay, so a whole bunch of them are just equipped with sea skimmers, essentially like anti-ship missiles. This thing, the C-802. These are just very standard. Like the range is really good, but otherwise they're just subsonic sea skimmer missiles. Essentially, nothing too interesting. They will, of course, soak up air defense missiles, which is what we want. This is, however, not going to be enough. We need to deplete the air defense missile stocks quite a bit more, and this is where these bad boys are going to come in. So they are pretty good when it comes to range, like strike range, and they're just carrying bombs essentially, and they will be our wild weasels and yeah, scouts and wild weasels essentially. So their performance will probably determine if we can win the game in the end or not. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, these are just, I mean, they actually carry some missiles. I don't think they'll be used today. 210 nautical miles strike radius. Maybe we'll just send them off and see if we get the chance. Then, of course, we again helicopter early warning. So pretty similar. It's like the Russian way of doing it, essentially. And then we have 2 of the ECM like the J-15 ECM aircraft. I don't know if they're operational yet, but we'll just assume that they are. They are basically, they fill the same role that a Growler would fill in like in the American world, essentially. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all set and ready to go. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So let's start the scenario. Okay. Just very briefly, what is the plan today? Maybe we'll switch over to the Indian side first. So the Indians have like one chance to really do some damage, and that's the Brahmos, the PJ-10 Brahmos missiles. And we're out of range for those, so we really have to, like, so we'll set speed to full. They'll have to turn around, unfortunately, to like cover the distance a little bit. Also, we will be like, we're not gonna have our sensors or sensors on. We'll try to stay silent as long as we can and not give our position away to the Chinese side. And then the idea is to unleash like one big strike with lots of anti-ship missiles from our aircraft, and then just shoot the Brahmos through the middle once the others arrive, and basically tie up the air defense system enough to get some leakage for with the Brahmos missiles. We'll see. Okay, Chinese side. So the Chinese, again, pretty much like last time, they are in this to win it pretty much. We have the bigger carrier. We have an insane amount of air defense. So our job basically is to get through the Indian defense. Problem is, if we just shoot all our missiles against the Indians, then the air defense will hold usually. So this is not the best way of doing it. So our general plan is to use our little scout aircraft and the rest of the bombers to do some wild weaseling and bait out Indian air defense, and yeah, then finish or seal the deal with the club missiles. Yeah. Also, I thought about like really rushing it on the Chinese side to avoid getting in range of the Brahmos, but yeah, I think it makes sense to be patient and have a little bit of trust in our air defense, which is excellent, and we should be able to cope with that barrage. And yeah, our job is to, like, we should be in an aggressive mindset. We want to destroy, not defend. Okay, so first of all, can we see the Indian fleet? No, not really. Like, it's yeah, in real life there would be satellites, but in this case we don't have a fix. Indian side, obviously they can't see us. They don't even have any aircraft out yet. So I think we're gonna go and scout a little bit. We'll just use 2 of our bombers and see if we can find the Indian fleet. Okay, so we have 2 of our planes out. They'll fly at pretty high altitude, have their radars on, and yeah, of course, at this point, the Indians will be able to. They can't see us yet. There we go. So they'll pick up the emissions from these 2 planes, but at this point, we have no reason to believe that we have actually been spotted, and which in fact we haven't been. So like the Chinese still don't know what's going on. So we will just see if they can, with this pattern, if they can find the hostile carrier group. Let's see. There we go. Slow it down a little bit. Okay, so we have identified the skunks. In this case, we don't have any neutral parties in the game. Let's see. So at this point, we'll just assign these to the surface bomber mission. Let's see if we can maybe. Yeah, we don't need it like this. We can make it a little bit smaller. And yeah, they will go and investigate these ships. And let's see, what does it look like from the Indian side? I mean, they can see that there's something here, but they're probably not sure whether or not they are spotted. And they can't really tell whether it's coming towards them or just flying somewhere. Let's see at what point they can get a better idea. Getting closer. Okay, now we have something that is 60 nautical miles out from the carrier group, so we're almost certain that we have been spotted. So at this point, we'll just get our AWACS in the air. Oh, no, that's the wrong mission. These are not meant to. Yes. Then we'll activate our radars and we will do an intercept mission right away. We'll use the first group of our MiG-29s to intercept these aggressors here. There they are. So now we can perfectly see them since we've switched on our radar. And let's see if our interceptors can be fast enough to avoid the use of air defense missiles. They probably won't be. Just as a quick note, yes, the Barak 8 has, I think they have like a range of 40 nautical miles, something like this. at maneuverable targets, they will only fire at half range, so they have a chance of hitting it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of missiles. There we go. And the first missiles are in the air. And the fight has begun. So far everyone is just lobbing missiles, no one's scoring any hits. Oops, he's coming through. Okay, and there come the book missiles actually. Yeah, this is just what's going to happen. Like, the missiles get launched, aircraft turns around, missiles are useless. This is just a waste of missiles. Okay. Let's pause here for a moment and go over to the Chinese side. So what does it look like from the Chinese side? So they have found the carrier group at like 230 nautical miles out. And I think our bombers have a range of like, or a strike range of like 470. Problem is they'll waste tons of ammo, tons of fuel. When they evade missiles. Let's see, can we maybe... We should probably do transit altitude to max, so we save a little bit of fuel on that side. Station altitude is fine. Okay. So I would say we just launch all of our Weaselers and see how much chaos they can cause. Oops, that one got hit. Yeah, they're trying to get in. Like, none of these planes are going to be able to launch their, like, to drop their bombs. They're not going to be in. Like, this is not even the purpose. They're just there to be aggressive and necessitate the use of like air defense missiles. Okay, switching over to the Indian side. Okay, so this is something, I don't know if we want that to happen, but it has a nice side effect because we can see these. So we will immediately add them to the intercept mission. And then we should probably, probably wait a little bit with the other planes, but you guys, you should engage one of these. Come on. Yeah, problem is once they found something that they like, it's pretty difficult to convince them to do something else. Look, these are not dangerous anymore. Yeah, we'll just grab all of them and send them after the next wave. Note that we still have no idea. We haven't even gotten like any idea where the Chinese fleet might be. So at this point, we are going to launch our little scouts. And the idea would be to at least get like a rough idea where we have to look. People are shooting at each other. Oh, that was a hit. Okay, let's see how the air battle is panning out. This is actually quite nice for us. Like, we're engaging the hostile aircraft, like way like far away from the carrier group. This is like literally how we want it to be. Would the Chinese send interceptors of their own after it? Maybe, but it's kind of far out. We'll see. I mean, it might have made sense to wait a little bit longer with our harassment team. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. Oh, they're coming close. They're coming close, and they're gonna get engaged by books. These are also dangerously close. Where are our interceptors? Oh, look at this. Our interceptors have actually found the hostile fleet. Let's see. You are not supposed to be here. Go away. Okay, so this looks good, but we are still... Yeah, we still have to cover... Yeah, this is the range of our Brahmos missiles, so we're still way out of range. So you guys go minimum altitude. And we'll see if we can get our missiles off. Yeah, so this is like, they're having pretty good success with their weasel operation. Is there anything we can do about this right now? No, not really. These are out of ammo, so they're not going to be useful. These still have ammo, so but they're almost out of fuel. We'll assign them to our to the cap mission. Okay, so can the Chinese see them? Oh crap, yes, they can see them very well. At this point, they will probably launch some of their jets to intercept. So I'll do that really quick. So we can just add them to the cap mission. That'll do fine. Okay, are we in range to launch? We can hardly see them. So let's see. But they're definitely somewhere there. So we'll go at 2,000 feet, 2,000 feet. There we are. And we're probably gonna get attacked now. So let's launch the missiles and get away really quick. In the meantime, we shall get our ECM planes in the air. I will do it like this. Okay, let's see what happens. Can they catch these two? Oh yes. Oh, they're both dead. Yeah, that was like a stomp. Okay, so we just lost 2 MiGs. So at this point, from the Chinese side, I think we are ready to do our strike, and so we are going to start getting our anti-shippers in the air, and that will take a moment because yeah, there's only so many planes you can launch at the same time. Yeah, so we'll give it a little bit. From the Indian side, we're still so far out of range. It's probably doesn't make sense to start the strike. There come our anti-shippers. So I want you somewhere here and you somewhere here. For the moment, they still need time to form up. As you can see, it's like there's still planes launching. It's a pretty massive group of planes. What about you guys? You guys are almost out of fuel, and some of them are damaged. So pretty sure they have done their job. Oh, look at this! We're picking up a lot more planes on the radar. So the Indian anti-shippers are actually in the air, and we are going to get them in range for their strike. We're still quite a bit out for the Brahmos missiles, but at this point we have to assume that a strike is imminent. It's better to have the planes in the air than on the deck. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Time to strike. Yeah, they're probably gonna meet in the middle. So I should probably set them to active plus ECM. These are getting in range. These are not in range yet. Maybe like do like a little bit of a detour. We still have planes catching up here. I mean, this is like probably a bad time because others are landing. But we can actually probably start lobbing some missiles. So the YJ-100, CJ-10 missiles, we can shoot all of these. They're not going to get through, so it doesn't really matter who we assign them to. And the clubs we want to hold for the moment. And YJ-62s, again, doesn't really matter. We just want them in the air. Okay, so fleet has fired. Also, we really want to intercept these. So we do intercept China. We'll add all of these targets. We'll also add these targets. Bam, there we go. And we will assign our anti-air group, like the 2 remaining planes, to this mission. They can go and cause a little bit of chaos. Can the Chinese fire yet? The Indians, I mean. Yes, actually they can. So probably get the missiles out sooner rather than later. Problem is we have like a little bit of a bad location here. We have to actually see them before we can fire at them. That's the problem with all the jammers in the air. It makes it extra difficult. Let's see. Oh, maybe can we fire? Can we see them? Yes, that's pretty good. Yeah, we should be able to. Okay, let me assign these missiles. So just quickly assigning those missiles. These are still too high. Give them a moment. Okay, anti-ship missiles are all out, and now we will use these to actually do intercept missions, because we can just go and make a new mission. We call it Intercept 2 for the Indians. And we will assign these targets plus these targets, because these are very obviously a strike. And then, because here we still have some anti-air capability. Right now they're at return to base. We'll unassign. Same with these guys. We will unassign them. Give it like a couple of seconds, and then assign them to the intercept mission. And yeah, time to chaos. Meanwhile, on the Chinese side, we're just barely in range for our strike. Yeah, the Indian planes are turning around. Actually, they're getting engaged already. Yeah, we need to start launching, or otherwise, like the formation is going to get completely messed up. So just let me allocate the missiles really quick. Okay, all missiles allocated. I think we're like a little bit... Yeah, so they will not come in at this exact same time, but yeah, we kind of have to... So these will just go back to base and probably get engaged by the hostile strike group, but won't matter anymore because the missiles are out already. Okay, let's see. So we have, like, if we turn on God mode really quick, so the Indian missiles are here right now, and the Chinese missiles have just been launched from this area, and then we have the group from the carrier over there. And yeah, at this point, I think the time has come to play our trump card, which is on, I think, this one, yes, on the 52D, and we'll just target the carrier, everything against the hostile carrier. This is gonna be our punch-through attempt. Let's see if it works. Okay, missiles getting closer. Oops, someone just got killed. Oh yeah, stuff is gonna be happening at the same time, I guess. One very important thing, can the Indians fire their Brahmos missiles? Not quite. We're still just barely out of range, so we have to survive that barrage to even bring the Brahmos bring them to bear, essentially. And yeah, we really have a hard time seeing the Chinese fleet, because there's 2 jammers in the air. Switching over to China, they can perfectly see all of these missiles, and they should, in a moment, start swatting them down. A little bit of an air battle going on at the same time. Again, Indian missiles, Chinese missiles. First Indian missiles, the first Chinese missiles are actually getting in range, and yeah, the Barak 8s are out, and swatting them down. Again, like a really, really good missile. It's just not crazy amounts of them. On the other hand, the Chinese have crazy amounts of their air defense missiles. So yeah, there you can see the HQ lines coming out. They'll just fire massive amounts of them, and over, like, even if they don't all hit, it's fine. So this barrage is like easily defended. So let's see from the Indian side. So this is kind of the make or break moment in this scenario. These are still all the subsonic missiles. Let's see, where are the supersonic missiles? That's probably those. No, that's the CGN. These are the supersonic missiles. So, yes. Can probably stay in God mode and just speed it up a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. Yes, all of them are dead. Perfect. Oh, we're already bringing out the Barak 1s here. That's not optimal, because they generally perform worse, at least in my tests. It's going down to proximity defense. Oops. Okay, we've been hit. Okay, that one shot down. Still 4 of them. Okay, so that barrage was... Are we out of Barak 8s? Yes, we are. Yes, we only have like the very close range defense left. Yes, that will be an issue. Can we launch our Brahmos? No, we can't. Can we do anything to help? Yeah, we still have some planes over here, but they're not going to. I mean, we can try to like give them the order to like go as fast as you can. They probably won't even have fuel to do that. Yeah, this is probably going to be it. Yeah, let's see. We're just gonna stay in God mode here, speed it up a little bit. So again, these are now, right now they're moving at like 530 knots, which is barely subsonic, and in a moment they will go and release their penetrator. There it is. Mark just below 3, so 3 times speed of sound. And yeah, sorry, this is gonna be the game, I'm afraid. Smack. Carrier's already badly hit. Can they kill the entire fleet? 1 ship left. That one is a miss. miss again, and hit. Yeah, okay. So, unfortunately, this is going to be it with the Indian fleet. And yeah, sometimes I manage to get the Brahmos missiles in the air. In this case, unfortunately, it didn't work out. Just to let you know what will happen if you shoot 40 Brahmos missiles at the Chinese fleet. Right now, they still have hundreds of, like they have over 100 HQ9 still, and plus capable proximity defense. They can shoot them all down pretty much every time. So yeah. Well, I mean, there's like still a little bit of a battle going on here, but oops, that one hit. Oh, and we okay, there we go. Okay, so and everyone's back on board. Okay. Final tally. We lost a single aircraft. One J-15 Flying Shark destroyed on the Chinese side. Of course, we expended like a pretty crazy amount of ordnance, but yeah. Indian side, complete loss of everything they brought. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, like pretty like I really like taking the Indian Navy a little bit for a stroll. Couldn't show its full potential here. Maybe like we'll see what we can pit it against in the future. But for now, I think this is going to be it. Thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting. See you next time.